Welcome to Tuesday, September 27th, 2022, your Day Weather Podcast, brought to you by Cowboy State Daily, Wyoming's news authority. Check them out at their Facebook page or at cowboystatedaily.com. Well, folks, as we take a look at what's rolling our way, more nice weather. Boy, it'll be great again today, really nice tomorrow, for the most part, nice on Thursday. There's going to be a little bit of weather. We could have a few showers over the mountains of Colorado today in southern Wyoming, but not much on the plains. And then temperatures are going to be quite nice, above average through Thursday as high pressure hangs on a little longer. However, we've got a slow-moving low pressure system that's going to come on in late this week and just park itself over the central and northern Rockies this weekend. And it could even hang around into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So what this means is good precipitation chances, especially for Montana, Wyoming, parts of Idaho, parts of Utah and Colorado, western Nebraska, the Dakotas, the western Dakotas should get wet out of this. It's going to be a cool system, but not a cold one. It's not dragging any really cold air out of the Arctic or the Northwest Territories. It's Pacific cool. So that means snow levels are generally going to be high, although elk hunters up high over the next few days, starting Thursday night and lasting through the weekend, there is going to be some high elevation snow. It's going to be up high, but it's possible, while it'll be wet and cool across the low plains. Watch out, Tampa. Here comes Ian. So we'll talk a little bit about that here in a moment. More fall colors coming on in. Here's up in the northern Bighorn Mountains. Just a beautiful shot there. Nice sunset rather, between Rock Springs and Green River along Interstate 80. Thanks for sending those on in. And remember to send your pictures to podcast@dayweather.com of the changing fall colors or anything weather related in a photo. Now let's take a look real quick, just because it's so cool to see this. Here's the hurricane just leaving Cuba. You can see the well-defined eye there. And what'll happen is, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later on, it's going to hit a lot of open water. So once it gets over Cuba and the terrain and the mountainous terrain that it's going through right now, it's going to get itself better organized. In the west, though, you can see that, generally speaking, we've got this ridge of high pressure and just really not much going on. This area of low pressure right here is what's going to be rolling our way slowly, breaking off from the main jet stream and just meandering and wandering into the west later this week and into the weekend and early next week. Here it is, off the coast of Washington and Oregon. Here's Ian, but here's this dominant area of high pressure. So we're going to continue to have some really nice weather here for a little bit longer. But this is by 6 p.m. Thursday. By 6 p.m. Thursday, that low is now into the panhandle of Idaho. By Saturday, 6 p.m., it is over western Wyoming. Just about over Cokeville and Kemmerer there in extreme eastern areas of Idaho. Notice from 6 p.m. Thursday to 6 p.m. Saturday, you see how it's just not moving very much? The remains of Ian kind of curve back into Georgia, Alabama. They'll probably have some big flooding concerns there later on. But notice how this gets detached from the main jet stream. So the winds aloft aren't really strong. So this guy right here, is this going to wobble? It's going to wobble across the west from late Thursday night, and I think it may hang on into Monday before it moves on out. It is going to cool us off, but that's not really cold for the first weekend of October. Yeah, temperatures are off average a bit, but not by a lot. But look at the precipitation. Now, this will change as we get closer, but the areas where you see the darker, brighter colors here, this certainly is the area where I think the best chance of rain's going to be. It could change. It could be heavier in spots, lighter than spots, but there's going to be patches of some pretty decent rainfall, but it's going to take place over 4 days. So it's going to be off and on. It won't be continuous. But it's great to see this fall moisture. We got that fall moisture last week, and it looks like we're going to get some more here. We talked about snow levels being pretty high, and they will be. But there is going to be some snow hunters. Keep that in mind, especially as you get above 10,000 feet or so with this pattern. I think the Bighorn Mountains, the northwestern mountains of Wyoming, but look at the high Uintas and the higher Rockies of central Colorado. We'll get dusted with a little bit of snow out of this system. Quickly, a little update on Ian. Ian's track has shifted more east. And with it shifting more east now, boy, it's all about Florida. here over the next 72 hours, as this system is going to really ramp up, be a Category 3 or Category 4 hurricane. And these are the potential wind gusts, according to the European model, as it comes in off the Gulf. And you can just basically see from Fort Myers, Sanibel Island here, Captiva, all the way up to Tampa Bay. Look at 116 right here. What's going to be really critical with this hurricane, the rain's going to be crazy, like feet of rain here, and the wind speeds are going to be well over 100 miles an hour, but it's the storm surge. So just think about all these winds pushing the water into the west coast of Florida. So this is going to be a situation where the storm surge is going to be really, really bad with this hurricane to parts of the west coast of Florida. Look at the rainfall amounts. We're going to be looking at 1 to 2 feet of rain in that purple area right there. Now, I wanted to talk about that storm surge a little bit. This is a prediction of where the storm surges are going to be the worst. Anywhere you see the yellow or the orange or the red is showing where that storm surge could be greater than 3 feet above sea level. So you can just see it slamming there into Tampa Bay, Port Charlotte, down around that Fort Myers area. This is going to be a big storm surge and a really big problem for those folks there. Have yourself a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.